So now we are going to discuss about the kernel. Once the kernel completed support pack administrations, once that is completed, then we can start the security related topics. Then finally we can discuss about the HANA DB administration. We can come to the HANA DB administration, right? So now it's a kernel upgrade. So what is mean by kernel? So kernels are OS level binaries, OS level executable files, right? OS level binaries and OS level executable files. So we discussed, right? During the file system, I think we have discussed about the file systems, work directory, all these things, right? OS level file systems we discussed, right? USR, SAP, SID, work directory. This one we have completed, right?
Yes.
Okay. So where are the kernel exe folders are located? How many locations the exe folders are located? In which places the exe directories are located?
SAP MMK and user SAP SID
branch exe.
keys.
Yeah. So total 3 locations. One is the USR, SAP, SID, sys, exe. Okay, this is the one location. Second one is the USR, SAP, SID, D instance number, exe, right? And slash USR, SAP, so SID, then ASCS and exe directory. So these are the 3 locations our kernel executable files are located. 3 locations, right? Exe, exe, exe. All are same. All are 3 locations. Executable files are there. So this sysexe we will call it as the global exe directory. Global. It's applicable for the all the systems here. Global exe directory. This is called the SAP MMT also. SAP MMT exe also. Why? Because this is the network shared path. SAP MMT is the network shared path. So we will call it as the SAP MMT or global exe directory. Multiple names we can call it as here, right? So kernels are the OS level executable files. If you see here, so here if you go to the, so here you can see the USR, SAP, right? SID and sys, so exe. In the exe you see, so all are the DLL files, .dll files and .pdb files and these all are the executable files. Here in SAP system, your SAP systems, all the processes are running. So you are able to log into the SAP system means because of your operating system level, this exe directories exist. And also exe directory is working here. That is the reason you are able to log in and you are able to do all the activities in the systems. So if something is not working here, then we are in the, so the kernels are not responding. Something like some functionalities are not working, some features are not working, some issues with the kernels. We need to check in the latest versions, what is the current version, what is the latest available in the marketplace. We need to check and we need to figure it out the where is the issues in the systems, right? So this is the exe directories. Local means backbone. These are the backbone for the SAP. These exe directories, exe files. So if in your system start SAP is not working means because of, so this exe directory is missed. Stop SAP is working means because of the this exe directories exist here. So like that work process are working, message server is working. So all the all the process are working in the console level means because of in the back end. So all these files are exist. That is the reason you see that is the reason you see these files are exist in the here, right? Every instance, this is a local exe directories. These are the local exe directories. And also sysexe is the global exe directory, global. So global means, so it's applicable for the all the instances, all the app servers, all the instances are all the app servers here, right? And ASCS exe also here message server, NQ server, ASCS what will contain message server, NQ server, right? All will be available in the ASCS instance. In the ASCS instance, all will be available here, right? So first of all, we need to find out to upgrade the kernel. Here also kernel also required the downtime. Downtime is required here. So you need to plan the downtime activities in the kernel also. Downtime means you need to stop the SAP application completely to perform the kernel upgrade. You need to perform the kernel upgrade, you need to stop the SAP completely, right? Then perform the kernel upgrade. It's a very simple kernel upgrade, performing the kernel upgrade. The steps, if I drop the steps here, what we have to do, you need to align the downtime timeline, that procedure part, creation of the change request, that we everybody knows, right? The procedure to follow here, right? And also finalize so check the current kernel version first of all. Check the current kernel version. Check the current kernel version. Two ways we can check the current kernel version. Go to the SM51, check the release information, or OS level you can use the this plus work command, so that it will give the kernel information. Suppose SAP level. Go to the SAP level here. Log into the ECD. Okay, so go log into the system. Go to the SM51 here, then see in SM51 you see the release notes, right? Just check the release note, you will see the your SAP kernel 753 and patch level is the 1200, right? So 753 is the release version and patch level is the 1200, right? That is the 1200 you are doing the patching here currently you have in the systems, right? So 753 and 753 here. SM51 is the transaction code here to check this one, right? So download the latest versions here. Go to the service marketplace here, right? Go to the SAP software downloads here. So when you go to the SAP software downloads here, support pack and patches by alphabetical index. So here just select the K for kernel here, K for kernel here. So then 64-bit Unicode. Ours is the 64-bit, always 64 Unicodes. Latest versions are already 64-bit versions. Here you can see 753, 754, 777, 785, 789. So we can update it. So if you go 753 to 754, that is the release upgrade. 754 to 777, that is the release upgrade. But within the 753, you are doing from 777 to 1200 or some other higher patch level. If you are going, so which is the Windows, right? So already 1200 we have, already 1200 we have. So after that, nothing is there here. After the 1200, nothing is there here, right? So if you are going 753 to, so within the same 753, 1200 to the latest available, maybe you can see assume 1300. Then you can go for the 1300. Or if you are decreasing, downgrading. So the not the upgrade, downgrading means 1100. That is also possible in the kernel. You can also anytime you can downgrade to the 1100. So 1000 also you can downgrade it also. So, but every time so you need the downtime is required here. Downtime timelines are required here to perform this activity, right? So that is the main thing here, right? So here, so download the latest version. Already we are in the latest versions, right? So let's go to, so instead of doing the patch level 754, we will do that one. Let's see whether it will upgrade or not. 754. So just download the two files. Okay. Check the current kernel version. Then so download the latest version in the marketplace. Latest version in the SAP marketplace here. There are two files actually, SAP exe and SAP exedb. These two files are the very important. You need to download it from. One is the SAP database dependent. One is the database independent files, right? database independent files. This is the DB dependent related files here. So depends upon our database, you need to choose the respective kernel files, you need to choose it. Just click on the download button. Okay, so that is getting downloaded. See here, that is getting downloaded here. Then, and also you need to download the DB independent file also, means SAP exe. SAP exe also you need to download it here. So our SAP exe also 200. Then download this one 200 also, right? Whatever the kernel you downloading, same way. So SAP exe, SAP exe DB should be both are the same version. 200, 754, 200, 754, 200. It should be same, right? So you need to download. Then once you download it, so move to app server level, application server level. You need to move to the application server level. Then move to the app server level. Then extract it using SAP car command. SAP car command. You need to extract the all the files here. Here what we are doing here, kernel release upgrade we are performing here. Kernel release upgrade we are performing from 1 version to 7, from 753 to 754 we are doing here. So, but it's not like that. So, sir, you done the 754. I am doing the 777 means sometimes it won't support. Depends upon the your pre-work, it won't support it here. How to check them? So go to the release note here. Go to the release note. Each version there is a release note here. Then go to the content info. Content information. Here you will see the release note. So what is the prerequisite? What is the SAP version should be? Here kernel and SAP there is a dependency. Your SAP NetWeaver version or SAP basis version should be matched here. Otherwise, you cannot upgrade your systems. It won't start it out here. If you do the blindly upgrade, so sir, I will do the 777 means it won't upgrade. So your SAP NetWeaver version should be matched here. NetWeaver version should be matched here. See here, the release version, kernel release 754 here. So which OS it will support? All the 64-bit platforms it will support it here. So right. So what is the patch level? Patch level is 200 here, right? GUI compatibility level. Okay. So what is the kernel versions it will support it here? So 750 version, then 751, then 750 to 769. So our SAP version will support it here. Ours is the 750. We go to the here. You see here, ours is the 750 here. Ours is the release is the 750. Our patches are the 750. So it will support. It will support it here, right? What are the operating systems it will support it here? See here, what are the issues they have fixed it here in the patch level 200. What are the issues they have fixed it here? So you will see the clear information, what issues they have fixed and everything here. So that is the main thing of the here, right? All the issues and everything they have fixed it here. So you need to download the patch. Then once you download it, you have downloaded, right? You have downloaded. Copy this to app server level, application server level in the same C drive only. Make it one folder here where I can make it here in the SAP software. Here I will create the one folder is called the SAP kernel. Kernel 754. Right. So we have to extract it using the SAP car command. So we have to extract it here. Okay. So CMD SAP car -xvf SAP exe star dot tar file. So our kernel files are getting extracted. See here, all the files are getting extracted here. So while that is extracting here, so extract the files and during the downtime, stop the SAP systems. Stop the SAP systems here. Then take the backup of your existing kernel directory. Take the backup of existing kernel directory. Then once you take the backup of existing kernel, you have already stopped the SAP system. Then replace the replace the new kernel into the existing global exe directory. That's it. Only one global exe directory can replace it. Global exe directory means ccxe. ccxe or mmdx, just replace in the main folder. In the global level, global exe directory can replace it here into the existing exe directory. Then step number 8, what we can do here, so replace it in the existing exe directory. Then start the SAP system. If it is the Linux, if it's the Linux, what you have to do, you need to execute the /sap root.sh script. You have to execute it. So why we have to execute means to set the user ID correct user ID, correct UID and group ID and also ICM BND permissions will set correct. ICM BND will set the permissions here. So for that reason, we need to execute the for Linux based systems, you need to execute the SAP root.sh script here. That is the script is available here. You can execute that one. So for the then once that is done, then start the SAP systems. If it is starting, the kernel upgrade is successfully completed. If not starting, you have done mistake. Then perform the health checks. Perform the system checks. Whether the kernel upgrade successfully completed or not, we can perform it here. Right? So these are the steps we need to follow it here. See here, one file I have extracted. Then let me extract the SAP exe DB also. I will extract it here. Right? SAP. So exe file also I have extracted here. I have extracted the SAP exe file also I have extracted here. Okay. So that is the main thing here. So done. So SAP exe DB we have extracted here. Now after that, stop the SAP application. Now we are doing the ECD. Stop the ECD here. Okay. I'm stopping the ECD here. But because while doing the kernel upgrade, only SAP applications we have to stop it. DB is not required here. So DB is not required here. So, sir, if you ask me question like, sir, why you are doing only global exe directory? We have the 3 directories, right? Why can't we replace it in the new kernel files in the all the 3 directories? It's not required here. Why? Because in the global exe directory, we have the SAP CPE utility program. There is a utility program in the back end. It will copy the files from global exe directory to local exe directories. You don't need to copy local exe directories. This is the answer to your question. Okay. So this is the SAP CPE is the utility program. This will copy the all your files to from local to global to local. That's the reason you don't need to manually copy to the all the additional application servers. You don't need to copy to the all the additional application servers. So automatically this CCXE, the SAP MMT which is mounted, SAP MMT, automatically it will copy in that file. There is a utility program. It will copy to. You have the hundreds of application servers, so you can do it for that one, right? So you have stopped the ECD now, right? Go back to the previous version here. Services. Stop the services also. Your Windows, right? Some services will be active. Stop the SAP services also. Check which way you are stopping. Don't stop like ECP. So production. Okay. Only ECD we are doing means stop only ECD only. Okay. So application server is down here. Then copy the kernels here. Okay. Now replacement activity. Copy the kernels. These 2 are not required, right? These 2 are not required. If we copy it also, nothing worry. So just copy this one. Go to the replace. Now replace it means copy and paste. So ECD sys exe CCXE. That's enough. 6exe. If we place it here, then that will change it here. Now see here. You are replacing. Replace. So kernel files are copied now. It's very simple activity. Kernel upgrade done. Okay. New kernel files are copied and the date also, the date of modification also changed to the June month version. It's merely Previously, it's like May. Now, all the binaries are copied to the June month version. It's copied. All the files are copied here. So, kernel means the version is changing. The latest versions and everything is getting changed here. It's done. Right? Now, what you have to do now? You need to start the applications again. Check whether you have to start the applications here. Go to the again, start the services here. So here we may get the major issues here in again. Why? Because sometimes this release upgrade, sometimes this kernel versions release upgrade, if you don't check it properly, so if you do the kernel upgrade, if you don't review the release upgrade, if you do the kernel upgrade, in SAP it won't start. SAP it won't start it here. Let's see, try to start it here. ACS will start. That's there is no doubt. Only the app server we may get it out here. See here, SAP CP program now executable copy. See what it is doing now. It will copy all the binaries now. It will copy all the binaries from global to local now. If you go to the local exe directory, local means we have the D instance number exe. This is a local. It will copy all the files to the here. It will copy all the files here. It will copy all the files. Then it will start it here. It will start the system here. It will start it. So if it is not starting means something we did it wrong. Something we did it wrong here. So sometimes what happens, Windows systems, right? We have to do the OS restart also. Then only it will work. Otherwise, see here, dispatcher is stopped here. So OS restart, we have to perform it. But because it's a Windows, right? Due to some virtual memory or some issues, it won't start. Let me check what is the error here. If you go to the work directory and check it out, dev_dispatcher log files, you will see the clear information why it is not starting here. Right? So see here, it is compatibility or not. If it is not compatible, the logs itself, you will come to know the clear information why it is not starting here. So you have started, the kernel is the 754, the release version is the 205. Then, so this is fine. Kernel runs with the DP version, this is fine. Okay, you started, all the binaries are started loading here, all the binaries are started loading here. So then message server connection is established. The way you have to troubleshoot it, see here, how you have to do that work. Then scheduler information, that is fine. Attach it to the log table, that is fine. Then memory diagnostics error, right? So error means creating the file mapping name. So some error here, 404 MB error, some errors here, memory error here, right? Some memory, OS level paging issue. You see here, OS level, our page file issue. It's common. Our OS level paging Windows systems, it's a common. The page file issue is common here for OS level. So what I will do here, so we have the kernels, right? So let me remove those two files. You will get the some free space. Why? Because OS level, we have the paging file is there. Paging. Due to some space issues, it's unable to start it. Due to some space issues, the SAP is unable to start it here. So if the issue with the kernel, it will clearly show the symptoms in the log file. It will clearly show the symptoms in the log file here. Just try to remove. I'm removing this one. Why? Because I have already extracted here. So you can use this extract here. SWPM. Why SWPM also is not required for us now. We'll keep it like this. So what and all the things, if you want to remove, you can remove it. All these things you can remove it. The main thing is to get the some space to start the systems here. So okay, ECC patches, nothing is there. Okay, so get 76 GB is there. So let's try to start it now. Let's try to start it here. Why? Because of the page file issue only, we got the dispatcher event to the offline here. Let me try to restart one more time here. The common Windows, it's a this is common actually. For Linux systems, quickly start it. You don't have any paging or memory issues or something. It will start quickly. Still same issue, I guess. The OS restart is mandatory here. That is the main thing for here, these systems. Again, I want to perform the OS restart. You are logged into the systems here. So already, okay, you only logged into the systems, I guess. Let me quickly restart OS here. Let me stop other system also. To completely stop everything. Wait for until stopped. Then we need to go for the OS reboot. If you do middle without cleanly restarting, what will happen? Sometimes it may corrupted. It will corrupt all the files and everything. So you have to wait till end of all the process and everything. Everything should come to the yellow status. Okay, it stopped. Restart. Okay, so that will start it. This time SAP will start. So even though SAP is not starting means, so your SAP kernel version, native version is not supporting here. You did it wrongly here. So that is the main. So who will copy the here? Main important things you need to remember is SAP CPE utility program will copy the binaries from global exe directory to local exe directories. That is the main thing here. Then for Linux systems, if it is a Linux, you need to if it is a Linux, you need to use the so in Linux you need to execute the SAP root.sh script. You need to execute. So why we have to execute that SAP root.sh script to correctly set the permissions, UID, group ID. Why? Because you are doing the kernel upgrade with a different user. So sometimes the permissions will get messed up. In that case, we need to carefully set the permissions using the SAP root.sh script in the Linux systems, especially Linux systems. You have to execute it. That question may have, you will get. For Linux systems, you will execute the SAP root.sh script, right? What is the reason for that one? They will ask you to correctly set the user ID, group ID, and ICM BND will set the correct permissions. That is the reason we have to execute the SAP root.sh script. We have to execute it. Okay, this you have to inform. Got it? So then start the SAP applications. So if it Windows, maybe even though kernel upgrade is started, kernel upgrade is done, even though your SAP system is not coming, means do the reboot of the OS once. Do some avoid the from paging issues and everything. Reboot the OS once. Then you can start the SAP systems here.
So which user ID that SID
Which user?
ID that set which user ID?
SID ADM means it's, you are doing the ECD means ECD ADM. ECP means
मतलब SAP root.sh to execute for to set user ID, group ID, and ICMD.
that will take care of that one. Just you need to execute the SAP root.sh space SID. That's it. You need to
Yes,
execute the
yes.
you need to execute the one command here. That command is called in the Linux systems /SAP root dot sh dot sh space SID. What is the SID? Suppose ECD, then you need to execute the ECD. That will correctly set the permissions and everything. That will correctly set it out.
Yes, yes.
That will take care of which SID, ADM and everything. Start the SAP MMC. Something is not started here. See here, ECD. So immediately it is going down, starting and is going down. So something wrong here. This will start, but something wrong with this one. Starting, running now. Again stopping. See here, starting, stopping, and running again. So something wrong with this one. We need to go to the event viewer, or you can check the work directory logs here. Work directory is the main important thing right here. So go to the USR file systems, OS level file systems. Go to the USR, SAP, SID, D instance number, work directory here. So check why it is not starting here. Start SAP. Parent is shut down. So why? So D instance number exe. So why the parent is shut down here? Parent means that process is getting shut down here. Goodbye. So event viewer is for the OS level log files here. Event viewer, operating system level. What's happening here? See here. Here you see here SAP start exe 754 timestamp faulting the module. Something like that. ASS exe faulting the module here. Faulting the module. So something wrong with this ASS 31 here. SAP start survey.exe, which is there in the exe directory. So the whatever the upgrade we have done it, 31 started, then again 31 is giving the error here. 31 is giving the error here. It's unable to start it here. Right? Let me check what's happened here. See here it is starting. You see here again, it is stopped status. So it is getting stopped due to some issues here. So that one we need to fix. Why? So let's do the kernel on the ASS exe as well. That's sometimes what happens in a Windows systems, it won't sync all the kernel files, it won't sync. So then in this case, kernel upgrade we have to perform in the again ASS exe. Also, we need to sync that one. You need to copy that one also. See. Why? Because sometimes, so due to some issues, it won't copy. Replace. Somewhere, see here, it cannot be performed. The file is already open somewhere. So the file is already opened in the another program. Somewhere, someone opened or someone starting the system. Something is happening here. Let me check here what's happening in the systems here. SAP start SRV. This is the main thing here. What is this SAP start SRV process? This is the one we got the error, right? So fill out that one. So nothing is there here. Even though still it is pointing. Manually that kernels into the all the 3xe directories, normally it's not required. Only for the Windows systems it's required, but for Linux systems, if you do in the global exe directory, that's fine. In the CCexe, it's done. But here also, it's not required actually. But let's see whether this time it will start or not. Go to the services here. Stopped. So let's wait for services to come up automatically online. So these are the services. If you see here, ECP, ECD, 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 it will start automatically. So we'll wait for that one. Instead of we starting manually, we'll wait for services to come to online here. Yeah, it's starting. Okay, this is also starting. This is also starting. This is stopped. So this ASCS, now ASCS getting stopped. Now ASCS is getting stopped. Now ASCS is getting stopped, I guess. See here, it is getting stopped. ASCS exe. That is the faulting, right? We earlier we have seen this error, faulting the application. ASCS is getting stopped. ASCS is not starting here. That may be the reason here. So let me roll back all these things here in the kernel. Roll back. Roll back. Roll back means, so again, old kernel, we have to replace it here. But we don't have any old kernel, right? We have not taken the backup of the existing exe. So, but we have the ECP is there. We can replace the ECP2 here. Just in the ECP, we have the kernel, right? So this ECP, we have the kernels. So this kernels, we can replace it on the ECD because we can replace it on the ECD here. CCexe global. I'm replacing again old one because that kernel is not supporting here. So this is the reason we need to carefully check the compatibility levels. Then we have to plan it accordingly. Okay, so you have done it here. So then in all the locations, the instance number exe, then ASCS exe,
Sir, we need to that SAP CP command execute manually or it will done automatically.
automatically it will run it. We don't need to do anything. Automatically it will run it. So, but automatically it will run. But Windows systems, we may face the issues, normal troubleshooting issues, Windows systems due to issues. So let's see here. See here is not getting stopped now. See here, not getting stopped. And keep it like this. Open. So 753 to 754. So systems are not getting started, right? So which means so 754 is not compatible. So which means it's not the issue with the way we have executed, the issue with the patch levels, no compatibility levels. The compatibility levels are the issues here. So compatibility levels are the issues here. So the procedure is same. The only thing is wrong version we downloaded. Then again we executed, but it's not starting up due to the issues. Due to the issues, it's not getting started. See here, still it is starting mode only, it's running. So which means it's not the issue with the, it's not the issue with the our procedure, the way of execution, our steps. The steps are common. The only thing is here, the issue with the way the procedure incompatibility patches we applied here. Now see, all are getting started now. All are getting started now. So this is the issues here, we may face it here. So that's why when we are doing the kernel upgrade, we have to clearly plan our activities, like thoroughly review. Only kernel upgrade we will perform it. Release upgrade, to perform the release upgrade, check the compatibility levels, which your NetWeaver version, as I told you, right? Our NetWeaver version should support it here. Otherwise, just to log into the ECD. So connected to the basis admin. Now check the kernel version. What is that? SM51. If you go to the SM51, so then you see the release note here. So 1200 patch level. We reverted back to the 1200 patch level again, same version. So it started. So which means 753 only we have to update it. Otherwise, 1200 to 1100, 1000 patch levels, we can go for that one. Not the 754 version. 754 version, we have the issues. So that is the reason, don't go for the 754 version. That is the major learning we have done it now, right? So the major learning, what we have done it. So any upgrade, any kernel patch upgrade, kernel release upgrade, anything, fine. The only thing is your SAP version should match it here. Otherwise, SAP, it won't come up. SAP, it won't come up here. Now SAP started. See here, clearly SAP started now, which means, so some issues with the your kernel version, right? So this is the way you have to troubleshoot it. You have to find out what's the issue here, right? So this is the kernel upgrade procedure. So like that, we have to perform the upgrade here. Got it? Any questions from anyone? The main thing is for Linux-based systems, it's a mandatory to execute the SAP root.sh script here. So SAP CP utility program will copy the files, whatever we have done right manually. So that will copy manually. Manually, it will copy the files and everything. Right? How to download means go to the service marketplace software center. Here we need to download it. All these things we have to download it here. Go to the support pattern patches, alphabetical index, K for kernel, right? K for kernel, we can download it. So then, so just go to the 64-bit version, check the correct version, 753, 753, 753. Are there any latest patch levels or not? So then 753, any latest patch levels, we have to check and we have to update it here. So 1200 is there. Then we can decrease, we can downgrade to the 1100 also, we can downgrade to the 1100 also. That will be acceptable, right? That we can downgrade to the 1100 or 1000. We can downgrade it. Lower versions, we can download it. But when you are changing the release version 753 to 754 and 777, that time you need to think the whether it will support or not. You need to think it out that one, right? Then only you have to upgrade this one. So otherwise, your SAP systems, it won't start same as like here, right? Same, similar. Okay, try to so use the same. Okay, I will download the 753 1100 version. Can try practicing one time. Okay, so let me try to download the 1100 patch level here. SAP exe. Why? Because downgrade. Okay, so I can keep it there, same location, so you can start practicing it. Okay, so don't do it only in the ECD, not the ECP. ECP is it's very important. So when you are doing the ECP, let me know the users are there or not. I will check it out. So, but ECD, you can do that one. Okay. Any questions from anyone?